let's talk next about machines. Machines are a very popular form of equipment that give you a fixed motion, so they are really great in a number of ways. Their first pro is that they give you all the support that you need, and thus they are generally very safe and pose little to no risk of injury as long as the machine is a good one, okay? Because there's certainly bad machines out there. There's old machines, right? So, just be careful with those. The next number two is that machines are also generally super ergonomical since they keep your body locked into the exact right position for that exercise. That is, again, if and only if the machine is a good one. And that it's adjusted for your body. And a lot of people do not know how to adjust the machine properly and will just sit down in it and start using it. And that's not ergonomical and can result in injury. All right, so be careful about that. Pro number three, these fixed movements usually make perfect form automatic. Okay, again, as long as the machine is designed well. And deviating from that form and cheating is harder than with free weights. It's almost near impossible. You have to be really trying. Okay, so they're great for that reason. And then pro number four, they also have a great resistance curve, generally speaking. They generally give you the same exact resistance or nearly the same through all parts of the full range of motion, which no other piece of equipment out there does. Next, they are also the safest and best way to do heavy training for strength or whatever other purpose you're going heavy for. Machines make going heavy the safest. And then number six, most people have several or more exercises which are too difficult or just impossible for them to do ergonomically and effectively using free weights. And thus they require machines to do them because the machines make them easy, safe, secure, ergonomical, and highly effective, almost optimized. And for this reason, exercise machines are an incredible, valuable thing to have, and this is why machines are so popular in the gym, and most gyms have them in abundance. Even though they're such a great investment for the gym to buy, they're really expensive. But they're such an important piece of equipment and, one of the things that makes going to the gym worth doing. And then the last pro is that they are optimal for both heavy, low rep training as well as light, high rep training and training to and past failure, which they allow you to do pretty safely. So these are some really major pros for machines. Let's see what the cons are. The first is cost. Buying an at-home gym machine is extremely expensive, and they take up a lot of space in your home. So if you can't afford it and don't have a big home to put an at-home gym in, you absolutely have to join a gym. Number two, the weight indicated is not always the actual weight that you are getting because the weight then gets run through a pulley system that will greatly reduce the weight down to about a fraction of what it was. Now, newer machines are more accurate than older ones, and oftentimes what weight they are indicating is the weight it should be after it goes through the pulley mechanism. But older machines don't do this. Older machines are giving you the weight of the actual plate itself, and you have no idea how much actual resistance you are getting after it's run through the machine. So, just because you are using a certain weight on a machine doesn't mean you can go and use that same weight in free weights. It just does not translate. Okay, if you're bench pressing 200 pounds on a machine, do not go try to bench press 200 on a barbell. You very well may injure yourself, okay? So just keep in mind that that weight does not translate to actual free weight. Also, con number three, something I mentioned before, not all machines are created equal. So just as how you cannot go from using weight on a machine to using that same weight on free weights, you also cannot switch from one machine to another or to cables and expect it to feel the same, okay? Every machine is a little bit different, even ones made by the same company. So do not think you can do what you could do on one machine on another, because you also might hurt yourself. Con number four is that machines only work well if they are designed well. And not all of them are, because not all things are created equal. Some machines are created well to be really high tech or really ergonomical or whatever, and others aren't. Like I said, there's some that are old and aren't ergonomical or even safe. So you'll find that some machines will give you an optimal workout, without any risk of injury, and everything feels so comfortable because they're just so ergonomical. And some machines will not give you a good workout and are not even ergonomical and will only put strain on your joints. Okay, again, usually the old kinds of machines. And there are even some new machines these days that are not created well, because guess what? There's no law that says exercise machines have to be created by a doctor or a physical therapist or a personal trainer or someone who understands anatomy. These machines are created by companies looking to profit. So there's going to be companies creating machines that aren't ergonomical and just aren't optimal for your training. All right, so just be aware of that. The next con, as I mentioned, machines need to be adjusted just right in order to make the exercise ergonomical and effective. A lot of people seem to have an issue where they don't realize that the machine is supposed to get adjusted for your body, and they just go to a machine and get into it and start using it with it being adjusted for, you know, whoever last adjusted it. And what happens is a lot of times machines will have their seats be put either in the uppermost or lowermost position, or the forwardmost or, you know, backmost position, and people are just using it like that, even though that's the opposite of the way it should be for them. So the other day at the gym, I was sitting down to do some heavy decline press machine, and I noticed in the machine next to me, the incline press machine, there's two high school girls who were just sitting down using it. And I looked over at them, I saw them from the side, and it didn't look right. Okay, instead of pushing like this, they're pushing like this. Right? And that's because the machine wasn't adjusted for them. The bar, instead of starting here where it should, was starting up here. Right? So they're going like this because the seat was in the lowermost position and they just went and sat down in it and started using it. So I said, hey, hold on, stop. And I sat down on the machine and I was like, oh my God, this is even too low for me. And I'm a 6-foot man. This is like adjusted for a 7-foot man. You know, so I got it adjusted for them where the bar was starting right here where it was supposed to, and they were like, oh yeah, wow, that feels, you know, really different. So the machines are ergonomical and in a, you know, good fixed motion as long as it's adjusted for your body. And the next con is that machines that work both of your arms or legs together will allow for your dominant side to do more of the work. And over time, this will lead to muscle imbalances. All right, so you should try to only use machines that work both limbs independently whenever possible. And last, because they are a fixed motion, they do not work the stabilizer muscles at all. And this can tend to make the exercise a bit too easy. And not only that, you're only training your muscles to do the exercise in that fixed motion with the help of the machine. All right, not by itself like you would be with free weights. So it's not very functional and certainly not optimal. You're not getting the stability training that you would with free weights. So while machines are a great form of equipment, it's still also important to use others such as free weights and cables.